men have unleashed the unthinkable, and hell is upon the earth. In the post-apocalyptic world we now live in, it is not what it used to be. Today there's so much pain, heartache, and suffering. Let me tell you a story. It all began in the future, in the year 2041. There's this one man who is now called the Renegade. He is sitting back, thinking about all the signs that led up to this, taking events that have already happened, and reading about past posts that was dropped on a little unknown Facebook page. That page was instrumental in who he had become. He wishes he could have made many decisions that could have altered the timeline, and it could have saved many innocent lives that were lost so long ago. If only the world would have listened, our future might not have turned out like this. So say a prayer that we correct the timeline before it is too late. Welcome, Renegade Hero R, as I signed my Facebook post. Now, I'm going to talk about what's going on in Ukraine. As most of you know, I get a lot of inside intelligence in the back rooms and stuff. I also got guys in our Discord room that drops links and helps us out quite a bit. But there's some troubling things going on out there. If you haven't really just sat back and looked at stuff, from just not trying to take any sides or anything, just sit back and evaluate the whole thing. That's just what's going on. Folks, we're in trouble. We're in some serious ass trouble. And if we don't watch ourselves, this timeline we're not going to want to live in, is what I keep saying. Because all the signs and symptoms are leading straight to World War III. And if you're out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, your gut's telling you shit ain't right. Things are not feeling right. Granted, now, look, we have, if you've been living on the rock, you don't know about the Russia invading Ukraine. Well, Russia, I don't know what they were thinking. They're trying to say they're trying to stomp white supremacy and Nazism and all that, the propaganda that they put out. Now, let me go ahead and switch it over to my background normally. Okay, there we go. The propaganda that they put out was, they'll throw you in jail for what, 15 years now if you're in Russia and you try to say anything. Now, Russia's economy is fucked. I mean, that's just the bottom line, man. They're in some serious trouble because, most of their assets, what was it? Let's just say they had $1 billion. I'm just going to throw that out there, for instance. Since they took out the SWIFT system, the internet banking, and took them off to all the banking, they lost everything but, let's say, $500 million. I mean, that they can't pay their bills because, they're all tied into the SWIFT system. And if they do, then they have to pay it in rubles, and which, it's sad when Fortnite V-Bucks are worth more than rubles. So, out there, let me go ahead and check our chat rooms and let's see if we got anybody in there. Sure, we got some people in here. This platform right here, I usually just run it to test. I really want to get back onto my larger platform once I get the group of people in here that we could talk about. But look, we have a lot of major interesting stuff going on out there. We got, China, Russia asked China for some aircraft parts, and China said no. And then Russia asked China for some drones and some other assets, and China said no. China's been trying to stay out of it to the point. Now here's what China drew a line in the sand. I've seen this coming. Christian End Times, he's seen it coming. A lot of people have seen it coming. That if we go in and help, that's China's red line. And then they will help Russia, but first they will attack Taiwan. They will take Taiwan for their own territories, okay? And then, of course, like I said, we're going to be fighting a two-front war trying to keep Taiwan safe. And then, North Korea, the little Kim Jong-un, he's going to be sitting up there and he's going to say, I'm pretty cocky right now, and I think I'm fixing to go ahead and start some stuff with uh, South Korea. Well, that shit happens. I mean, it happens every day. So we got threats from China saying if you go in there, that's the red line for us, right? So now if um, Kim Jong Un starts his stuff, that's not no big. But like what was it last night? We had Iran. Iran launched some ballistic missiles from Iran into an airbase in Iraq. That was our airbase. It hit several things. Our airbase. It hit some a TV studio station. It hit our consulate. No one was killed. If they wouldn't have been killed, if somebody would have been killed. Right now, there's some plans in action for that to go ahead and spank them back. But right now, we're kind of watching what's going on, and the United States don't want to provoke anybody. But this is where it's going to draw us in at. We got CIA assets on the ground. Of course, they're not going to admit it. They're not going to say that we got assets on the ground. But you and I both know the CIA's got boots on the ground. They're the ones helping getting the weapons from point A to point B to the soldiers. And Russia done said, hey, that's legitimate targets because you're helping the enemy. And once a couple of them, our Americans get killed that's actually working, then that could cause a lot of problems. But here's what I see is going to cause a problem is Putin's backed into a corner. He's looking weak. He's looking very, very weak for his uh, people, the world, because they wanted to take it in like 24 hours is really what they wanted to take Kyiv in, but they couldn't. So 2 weeks later, here we are. And I told you, if Russia didn't take it and they were still fighting the war, after 10 days, their money would be hurt. I'm pretty sure y'all remember some of it. Oh, I got a comment. Okay, Bubba. I don't know who he is, but anyway, I'm glad you joined me. Now, Bubba, if you want to join us, go ahead. I mean, so you stand with Russia. I mean, here's the. I don't care which side somebody stands on. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on that's not being talked about, and you and I both know this. I mean, if once Putin gets backed into the corner, he will use a chemical weapon or have who was it that joined in the Chechens, the Republic sent some troops in this morning. So I'm seeing troops come from Syria, Albania, and everywhere else. He's calling for troops just like Ukraine was calling for volunteers and stuff. So I mean, could they get one of them to use a dirty bomb, or could they get one of them to cause a chemical weapon? Sure. Would that draw us in? Yes, it would. Would there be probably a world war? Because then you hit one of us, you hit us all. And then Russia's going to be backed by China, naturally. It's going to be backed by Iran, naturally. I mean, again, this is a bad scenario that we're facing right now. I would like people, let me go ahead and get the link, and hold on just a second, and I'm going to copy the link here and try to invite so that people can jump into our create invite. Alright, just a second. Copied. Alright. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry. I'm just sending it and dropping it in the chat right now. Let me see. Um, enemy of my enemy is my friend at this point. Well, I mean, let's say Putin is taking out cabal infrastructure hitting the you know, there is bio labs. You know, we have they have confirmed it. Okay, you know this. They have confirmed there's bio labs there. I mean, there because they offered. They said, hey, you need to get some stuff out before this war starts. I mean, I know you've heard it. I've heard it. Okay, I mean, right now, let's talk about the nuclear thing. You know, what was it? Chernobyl lost power the other day, and they only had enough gas for 48 hours to keep the cooling systems running. And luckily, it got turned on today, and it didn't overheat. But there was some other reactors that, you know, so what is it? The power plants that's like the largest in Europe, I think it is, down in Ukraine. Well, you remember they got hit the other day, and you know there was a couple of reactors that got knocked offline and everything else. Well, it was worse than what was reported. Russia did launch some surface-to-air missiles, and it did some heavy stuff, and it did hit near them. RPGs was bouncing off the side of them, and it was pretty hairy there for a little while. That's why a couple of them got knocked offline, and they wasn't sure if they were going to be stable, if they wasn't going to melt down. Now, from what I understand, they're still uh, watching them real closely because you know if this go, it could be real bad. It could be like a Fukushima. I mean, if we at this point, so we need to watch what's going on over there. We need to watch what's going on. But go ahead and jump in our Discord and let me hear what you got to say. I mean, this is an open forum. If you're backing whoever, I want to hear it. I want to hear your point. I want to hear um, uh, everything. I want to hear it. Mm. He said, USA funded biolabs. Let's talk about who wants us to stand with Ukraine. Biden, Clinton's. There you go. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna go. You know, Ukraine is so corrupt, and Trump knew about it. He even mentioned it. I mean, you see the video. I know I've seen it. Now, yeah, when George Soros says, "Hey, we need to back them and protect them," that kind of makes me concerned a little bit. I mean, I mean, makes you do a double take. I'm not gonna say, um, you know, I'm not going to take either side. I can't right now because I don't have enough evidence to say yes. Now, yes, I know there's biolabs there. I mean, we got biolabs all over the place. I mean, come on, we're our government sneaky as could be. The media has been lying to our face the last 2 years. Now we're going to believe the media about you. No, no, I'm not going to believe our media. The same media that brought us Russia, Russia, Russia with Trump. The same media that said COVID, COVID, COVID. No, I'm not going to trust the same media. That's what I'm talking about. There's things going on. Why is everybody doing a push? Because are they trying to push us into a war? Are they trying to cover up stuff? I don't know. That's why I want people in here to talk about it. And I'm glad you joined me. Hmm. Anybody else got any comments out there? Let's keep this rolling because um, I've seen a lot of information. You know, I don't have I don't do notes. I don't follow a script. I don't follow nothing like that. The way I like it is I like people to come on, be honest, and let's talk about what's going on. Let me hear your voice, your thoughts, everything, because there's some. Okay, I'm going to run something by you. I dropped this on my Facebook page the other day. Out of all the images and all the people, refugees coming out of all the stuff coming around, how many blacks have you seen in those videos or in those pictures? To me, I haven't seen any. I mean, I want you to just think about that for a second. Were the blacks ran out prior to it? But see, what's going on here in the United States, people don't know. The average American, unless you've been overseas, you don't understand. You know, here we got what's called income class, all right? We have classes of people. And over there they have race classes. I mean, if you're white, you're first, Asian. I mean, no, Indian, then Asian, then it goes down. The blacks are last on the totem pole. I mean, that is the truth. That is the way it works. People might get mad at me for saying the truth, but the truth is the truth. Okay, I mean, they're out there. So I mean, and all the images. Have you seen a lot of black coming out of Ukraine? No, I haven't. Okay, let me see what he said. He said the media's been lying. Okay, he said all those that say stand with Ukraine gonna stay, stand with Taiwan. That's right. I mean, we're gonna we're gonna be fighting over there too because they're supposed to be our ally and we're supposed to protect our allies. But how are we gonna do this when we're fighting a four-front war? We're gonna have freaking Taiwan, South Korea, Russia, and what was the other one? Um, Probably Iran. That's a full front war. hmm So I mean, how? I mean, yes, we might be a superpower, but something's going on with Russia, y'all. I mean, because I've mentioned this before. All right, I mentioned this before about uh, their equipment, their soldiers. I mean, I'm seeing reports. I'm actually seeing actual reports, not just propaganda stuff that's being put out. There's a lot of soldiers that are kind of giving up, being left. Their morale's pretty bad, and the equipment that they got is what Cold War. It's just um, it's pretty bad shape. So again, um, I don't know what's going on. I mean, yeah, I see Putin how made put the FSB head guy under house arrest because he fed him false information or some stuff like that. We're not going to be relevant for too much longer. And there you go, the petrodollar. See, I think this is all a setup. Okay, in my this is my opinion. Okay, this is my opinion. I think for years they have been saying let's get off the fossil fuels. Let's do this. Let's do that. And of course, like you mentioned, the Clintons and all the Democrats and everybody wants to um, go green, go with the energy. What if all this is not orchestrated to make you buy, because the gas price is going to be outrageous, to make you buy your um, your electric vehicles, to make you force you into doing something. I mean, the Great Reset will come. Okay, when they want to implement that cryptocurrency or that digital currency. They're gonna want to do away with actual paper money and everything else, and they want that control. They want this control because then they can do you like they did Russia, cut your shit off, and you be SOL. I mean, that's the point. I mean, but yeah, man, join us, join me on here, and I mean, I think you would be a pretty good person to talk about this stuff. I mean, are you a Q follower? Let me ask you that. Are you a Q follower? Because Q followers sometimes uh, it's it. Let me see what he says. If the Senate passes the Ukraine bill, they have passed some bills in the middle of the night. I don't know if you know what bills that they did. It was they passed a large spending bill for Ukraine. It was like, you know, half a billion dollars, I think it was, or it was way on up there on the mount. Mm. Okay, it's good. So you don't know about Q? Let me tell you about Q. You want to stay away from Q, okay? Because that Q group is a cult following. I mean, there's some things that I don't care if you show them evidence. I mean, I'm the type of person, if I can find out about, I'm like a hound dog. I'm gonna hunt it up. I'm gonna see what's real and what's not. Who's lying to me and who's not. And when I uh, uh, when I am ran stuff that's the truth, that's jumps out at you, and I have hard evidence. The Q followers now, um, they sometimes just, I don't know. You just can't change their minds. I mean, here on the show, we don't talk about any sexual activity. Okay, we don't talk about any of their weird behaviors. Yes, we know that they're sick. Yes, we know that they're satanic. We know that they're it's we know. Trust me, we know. We know what they go to. So I have to be real careful about things that I say, and sometimes our guest says, because we don't want to lose what little channel that we got. And normally I will do this on, like I said, Facebook. Um, I appreciate it, man. Um, we would normally do this on Facebook because we got more viewers and everything else. But I'm trying, like I said, trying to build up people and trying to get everything, um, together. And I believe that's in fact to be true too. Because there's some things that's going on, and I just I'm going to take care of this real quick. Just give me a second. Mm. I had to give me a drink. Sorry about that. So all right. Let me see what's going on in our Discord room. Let me just go back and let me just check, see what's going on. And I got let me see, current world news. Let me scroll it up some. Let me see what kind of links these guys drop, because some of this stuff, like I said, they've been dropping some pretty interesting things. And uh, to me, let me see here. I'm getting information coming in. Okay. Yeah, U.S. boosts missile defense. Okay, aircraft monitoring for radiation leaks over Chernobyl, which we know that area is going to be a little higher than normal, because anytime you got troops or equipment running through, it's going to stir up the ground, the dust, the dirt, and yeah, your stuff will be a lot. It will be a lot higher than what it used to be. Because now, what about those poor workers there? You got to think about it. They're supposed to be rotated out every 12 hours. They've been there for what, 15 days? Um, yeah, they're probably good as dead now. And all the people that, all the soldiers, those poor soldiers, they're cannon fodder. I think what I really think's happening is Putin might sacrifice all these people as cannon fodder. Who knows what he's going to do? I don't have his mind, but we know for a fact that he's had a stroke. We know that he's got what is it? Not dementia. He's got he's got something else wrong with him. I said it the other day. Not multiple sclerosis. He's got something going on that is pretty bad. But if he's backed into a corner, y'all. He is very well backed into the corner. There's nothing that no one can do. And let me see. All right. Anyway, I hate to. There's no one here. There's no one joining me. But let me go back to the Discord room. All right, let me just scroll down. U.S. boasts missile defense readiness in response to North Korea. See, there's another one. I've done mentioned North Korea. Probably just to try doing his little cocky self. Then, yeah, here's where Christian posted: Ukraine advised to destroy pathogens to avoid spread of disease. He posted that on yesterday at 12:40 in the morning. So that there's there. Let me see. He said there's a CME coming in. Um, Astronaut Scott Kelly says Russia in us. Okay. evidently, Scott Kelly and let me just see what this article says. Okay, let me open up link. Let me see what it says. Yeah. Okay. Astronaut says Russia's International video crossed the line. Okay. Russia jokingly threatened cosmonauts will leave Americans behind on the station in the wake of the sanctions over the invasion. Okay. Now, what I understand is Russia controls the altitude and the orbit and keeps everything checked with the engines and everything on the space station. What I've heard is they can change that and make it crash in the United States or Europe or somewhere. Um, and they said it would be a shame if they accidentally let it fall. I mean, so when I seen this, uh, Scott Kelly, I had to look at it, and it's just basically saying that he's ticked off about them saying that he's going to leave astronauts behind, American astronauts. I mean, um, let me see what else is going on. Um, um, let's see what else. Yeah, see, right here is Russia seeking military equipment from China. Russian officials were reported contacted Chinese counterparts. All right. Mm, approach of the Chechnya military. Yep, they're there on the ground. Um, yeah, Chechnya. They're real close on the ground. Which I think aren't Chechnya aren't they Muslim? I think some of them are Muslim, some of them are Catholic, but I think that was what the war was over before was the Muslims or something like that. Um, I'm not I'm not going to say definitely what it is, and then I'm going to continue to read on down. Civil war comes to Ukraine as rival sides sign up to fight. Yes, there's going to be a civil war because you're going to have four. And then he said then there's a fourth dose of COVID-19 vaccines will be needed. Pfizer CEO says, "What the heck?" I mean, if you're, I haven't even had the first one yet, so I'm running a little laggy probably. But if you're um, I'm trying to do a lot of little things here, and if you're out there, I dropped it. I got the pin. I got the room pinned right now. Um, okay. Christian Zone. Yes, they are Muslim. See, I didn't even. I'm sorry, I didn't even see your comments. Oh, I know you're working and everything. I'm not worried about you working. Okay. But sure. Uh, join me, man. Not you. I know you can't, but anybody else out there, y'all can join me too. I mean, like I said, I'm just sitting here doing nothing. He want to know what day that I think that we need to watch out for. April 19th. Okay. Now, April 19th is, if you really think about it, today is the 14th. So you got a month. Okay. So you got a month before everything, before that date. April 19th to me is a day that I watch closely. Um, I usually expect something pretty major to happen on April 19th because of uh, the sacrificial days. If you ever fall into cult stuff or anything, you have to. If you're blind to what's sometimes going on in the world, you're just missing out because you need to open your mind up and look around. Yes, there's some power out there that you're unaware of. So yes, these people do sacrifice. These people are pretty sick. So my thing is, you just need to watch on that day. Let's just see what happens on April 19th. Okay, let's watch to see if there's a major sacrificial day on fire. It's usually a fire sacrificial. That's what it usually is. It's the day that they sacrifice people to fire. I mean, you got to look at it. You got to look at history all through. Do a Google search on April 19th and look at the history of it. You're going to be surprised at what all has happened on April 19th. So that's a key date. Mm, yeah, I mean, I was thought they were Muslims and everything else. So, but just please be careful. Just keep your eyes out for April 19th because that's a big day. And if you want to join me, I got the Discord link pinned. So don't let this platform scare you. Don't let me. Don't. I don't have many viewers on here, and that's the way I want to keep it right now. Um, yes, YouTube is shadow banned. I am very from. I know about that. I know I'm being shadow banned. But if people want to join, please join me. Let us talk about the nuclear stuff going on. I mean, yes, could Putin on April 19th decide to say, you know what, take one of those those MRLS launchers or the surface to air missiles, and let's soup one of those up and put a couple of baby nukes in them and just launch it into Kiev and just burn up all those people. Or he can, I guess, do those gas bombs. I think that's what they call them, where they fill up the tanks and drop them and have some type of other chemicals in it, sarin gas. I think he's going to use the same stuff that he used in Syria, or something like that. That's what my intelligence people are telling me. Is they're if anything, he might use the chemical weapon, the same chemical weapon that was used in Syria. I'm not sure if it was sarin gas. I'm almost positive it was. I mean, or chloride, or something like that. Mm-mm. But yeah, I mean, I should be having notes and everything else, but I'm just trying to go off memory and trying to see all the stuff that I said. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, there's been like three top generals of Russian that has been killed over there the last couple of days, last week per se. I mean, they've taken out some high levels of generals, and I think, um, see, and I don't know what's going on, y'all. Things are not adding up. I mean, if yes, as a commander, I would have been out in the field. I mean, I have been out in the field with my guys. I have put myself out there when I shouldn't have been and got my ass jumped about it. But you know what? If my guys are out there, I'm going to be out there. And I think what happened was the generals had to probably do a morale booster or whatever, and they got their ass killed. I mean, it's bad. So you think Assad will drop a chemical weapon in Syria? I don't think Assad will. I mean, well, his people might, but it might come from the direction of Putin saying, "Yeah, go ahead and drop one." I mean, yeah, he might do it, but I think I think Putin's done lost it enough that he won't care no more. His economy's tanked. They're in bad financial shape, and it's hurt us. I mean, yeah, I seen a thing on it the other day where he was like, well, yeah, the sanctions have hurt us, but they've hurt the Western states too, like because gas, 17 gallons, $78. Come on now, average person cannot. It's gonna kill them. Commute back and forth to work. It's gonna take. We already looking at things right now of trying to figure out. Oh, we can't go out and eat. We got to do this. We got to pay that. Because gas prices are just so high. I mean, it's ridiculously high. And I know out in California where like Christian End Times lives and other places, it's pretty rough. I mean, it's got to be hard on everybody. I mean, the cost of living's up anyway, but with gas the way it is, uh, summer trips are going to be canceled. Fishing trips are going to be canceled. A lot of vacations are going to have to be canceled because that's extra money that they got to put in the tank and figure out what they're going to do. Because how high will it go? I don't know. But there's no end in sight yet. Now is there? No, there's not. And sure, I know we're being shadow banned. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. Like I said, I had to drink stuff, and it, it's ridiculous, folks. A $5.19 a gallon at Sam's Club in California. Holy man, that is. If you had a SUV or a big truck, which I know you don't, but I'm saying if you do, imagine the hundred and something dollar fuel ticket that you're gonna have. Wow. I mean, you can't afford that every so many days like a couple people. And I know some people like you, Christian, you have to commute sometimes. And with prices right now, what are they going to do? I mean, you're not going to get a raise. So what are they going to do? If you're having to spend more money on gas, that takes off the economy. You don't spend more on electronics or buying goods to help the economy. I mean, that's that's a big problem with our economy. Now, China, like I said, they're trying to stay out of stuff right now. They really are because we trade with them so much, so we buy so much stuff from them a year, and they really don't want to lose that because they've seen what happened in Russia. They've seen how bad it's happened in Russia. They really don't want to go down that route. Okay, so they're just trying to stay back and say, look, don't go in. That's our line in the sand. But what's going to draw us in is either a tactical nuke or a chemical weapon, or basically, or some of our soldiers getting killed from Iran. I mean, of course, we're looking at a lot of different fronts here. Like I've mentioned that before, we really are, and that nuclear plant the other day that they shelled with it almost caused a Fukushima. It really did. It was in a bad shape. It, the fire started. It it was it was a close call, folks. It was a real close call because if we get involved, somebody's going to have to. But it's under Russian control right now, and if I don't know if it's in Mariupol or the town Ziki something. It's a long name, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Uh, that's where it's located. I mean, you had RPGs bouncing off the side of um, the facility. That's too close. And then rockets hitting all around it, heavy artillery hitting all around it. That's too close. I mean, yeah, it knocked them offline. It really did. It knocked the reactors offline, and they've had to put it in maintenance mode. And they were worried that it was going to work, but they were not sure. And when they're still not sure, things are going to happen. And I mean, oh yeah, I got people join me. So if you want to, there's our link at the top. Jump in our Discord room. Let me hear what you got to say. Again, I know some of you work. I know some of your cats got your tongue. I don't care. I really, really don't. I mean, I want to hear what you have to say. And I'm sure other people out there want to hear you have to say, but here's the rules. We can't talk about anything sexual on this show. And of course, people like to post perverted stuff in here, and we just can't do that because I want to keep a clean channel. I want to keep a clean record. I want to keep things clean because what will happen if any of our members are doing something, it will draw it will draw us in. I'm already being shadow banned. I already know that. I can already tell. So if they're already on the process of shadow banning, it won't take much for them to say, no, just get out of here. So there can't be no talk like that whatsoever. And the guy's comment, I couldn't approve it because it was you know it was the truth. It's what he said. So I can't deny him. Mm, let me see what else we got in Discord. Let me see. Russia asking China for, yeah, okay. I didn't cover the China Russian asking for China, and I mentioned NATO Russia bombs, but okay. Mm, I'm watching. Yeah, the president of Ukraine done said, hey, we don't want to be part of NATO now because y'all didn't come to help us and we needed it at the time. Pentagon says an armed attack against one is considered an armed attack against all. Yeah, we don't cover that. I mean, um, oh, the China. Let me jump over a little bit right here while I'm seeing China. Do y'all realize what they're doing over there? They're fighting, I guess, the Omicron outbreak, which is pretty bad right now, and they're making everybody, they're forcing them into getting shots, and they have to build hospitals within like 3 days because they got so many. Uh, and yet, they want to say, get the shot, get the shot, get the shot. But they're actually, have you seen how they got the people? How many people are there? They got a whole army of people with needles, pretty much, and that's all they're doing. It's massive amounts, and uh, right now, China's trying to focus on China's problem, which I haven't got the vaccine. I know a lot of you have. That's y'all's business. I haven't got it. I haven't got sick. To me, I think there's something going on, and that's another issue. I didn't have enough data to take it. That was my reasoning. Sure, it's real. Granted, sure, it's right and everything else. I mean, the COVID is real. But I think what's happening is the virus, see, a virus is going to want to survive. It's going to want to live. So it's going to adapt. It's going to change. So every time you throw this new vaccine in, it's going to try to find a way around it. And every time it finds a way around it, you throw something else. It's going to find a way around it again. And before you know it, it's going to be immune to it. It's going to be one of those super viruses that, like some staph and some other stuff that you just can't get rid of it. So right now, haven't taken this shot because of the not enough data. I don't know what it's going to do in the long term to my body. Will it give me dementia? Will it Alzheimer's? Will it make me? I don't know. Excuse me. So again, what um, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, right now, we're not even being told about what's going on with the truckers. Y'all have no idea. You think right now, uh, supply issues are a problem? It's fixing to get worse. Mm-mm. A whole lot worse. Because what happened when COVID was out? You had all these unemployed people, correct? And everybody that was laying at home on the couch playing their video games, eating potato chips because they're on food stamps, and you're at work, and these people at work, and they're like all first responders and nurses and all heroes and everything else, but they treated them like shit. I mean, bottom line is they rewarded the ones that laid at home with a fat check and fat unemployment each week, and while the people that worked hard didn't get nothing. Okay, so you're gonna have people that switching careers. I've seen a lot of nurses that I know personally saying, "I'm done. I chose the wrong one, and I'm done." So I'm seeing them going into real estate. I'm seeing them going into other things. So going back to the supply issue, you got the docks. Okay, you don't have enough workers now because they went to a different field because they're like, no, forget that. I'm not going to be treated like shit when the other people out there, they're working, they're getting rewarded for doing nothing, and here we out here in the cold or the hot doing our job, only for the same amount. We didn't get a raise, we didn't get no extra money, we didn't get anything like they got. Okay, so you gotta, if you look at how much stuff is backed up um, out at sea, it's amazing at how much stuff is backed up. There's hundreds and hundreds of container ships. I mean, I've seen where Florida opened up some uh, ports. I think Mobile may have, probably Texas, trying to say, bring your ships here. Because there's not enough workers at the docks to unload that stuff coming from China and from everywhere else that we have. Now, then you got the truckers. I don't know if y'all been following the truckers and the whole ordeal, what happened, uh, but a lot of truckers are kind of like not on strike, but they're kind of back in Canada. See, Canada put something out that all federal people, that included, DOT or whatever, if you had a DOT and you're driving a truck, you'd have to get a vaccine. And the truckers up there backed it, and it's like, no, 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 you're not going to do it. And of course, it caused a big stir. A lot of stuff got, people got arrested. And the people here in the United States, they backed it, and they're now they went to, I think, D.C. like this weekend. I don't know. I mean, but there's a lot of stuff going on with our supply chain right now that if you probably already noticed it. You went down to the grocery store to be looking for something. It's like, damn, it's out. We're out of it, and it's going to be worse. You think that meat's high right now? Just give it another 6 months. With the gas prices the way they are, you're going to have to go mortgage your house just to be able to get back and forth to work, just so you can put food on the table, and then that's not going to be enough. I mean, we're heading down some dark times right now, and that goes back to the supply issue. Yes, this doing Putin thing has done. Russia has done caused us problems. We knew it was. Biden knew it was. Mm-hmm. Who Everybody kind of knew what was going on in the whole process, and um, the average person is going to suffer. Imagine all the poor people over in Russia right now. If you was a Russian and you couldn't use your cards because Visa, MasterCard, everybody's done cut everything off, and imagine you trying to feed your family. Imagine trying to get back and forth to work. I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Think of it from a humanitarian point. If you was in their situation, um, I would be raising some hell. I think. I mean, but they can't, because I've seen today where people were arrested, and like I said, they're facing 15 years over in Russia because they're protesting and everything else, and they're not supposed to. But folks, protests don't work. I don't care what anybody says. You can go out there and march and fluck your flag and chant your chants and everything else, but that stuff is not going to work. The lawmakers and everybody else, they're at home eating their mashed potatoes and their biscuits. I mean, come on, they don't care. So go out there, march all you want. That's not going to solve anything. I mean, really, you think about it. I mean, definitely Christians say we're definitely in the end times. Well, I don't know. A lot of signs are not looking good. I mean, once Syria sends their troops over, which they were on the tarmac or something like that. They're not really on the tarmac, but they were ready to head this way. They were at a staging area. I don't know when they left, or when they were leaving, but I know there's Syrian troops coming to Ukraine. Mm. I mean, so the thing, getting back to the protesting, that folks, like I said, that don't help. You can get out there and do what you want to do. You can block his traffic. You can stand there and form a line. You can do whatever you want, but it ain't gonna do nothing but get you in trouble. And then it goes back to all these patriots out there, folks. Don't try to be a hero with your beards and your wraparound glasses. Please don't. If you're a commander out there, hear me out. Hear me out. I want you to listen to me. If you're a commander out there and there's a hot spot that pops up, don't send your guys to, let's say, protect, quote, protect an area, or do this or do that. No, hold your guys back, because what they're going to do is they're going to cordon that area off, and they're going to dragnet it, and they're going to arrest everybody, including your good guys. Then what do you got? You at home sitting on the couch trying to figure out what you're going to do because you done lost your men. I mean, hold your guys back. Don't be the first ones to rush out there and say, we're gonna guard this car wash. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Yes, you need to protect your community. Yes, but there's also times you got to look at it from a tactical thing. Remember the first rule. What's the first rule I always say? You can't save everybody. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. I don't care who you are. You're not going to save the whole bunch of people. You're going to have some that's going to listen to you, but there's going to some say going to F you and give you the finger. I mean, and you got to move on. I mean, you can't save everybody. You're going to have losses. You're going to have casualties. You're going to have people die. You're going to have people you even know die. So basically, hold your people. If shit really gets bad, folks, don't be the first one to run out there and you know, call stuff. Because let me turn this box off here. It's causing problems. Just give me a second. All right. Sorry about that. My little Amazon Alexa thing was trying to go off every time. But don't be the first one to go out there and you know, because you want that clout, you want that following, and you feel like you have to because you got these Facebook followers that you know they're like, yeah, brother, we're gonna go out there, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Yes, granted, those good guys, they're gonna be out there, they're gonna do that. But when it comes down to it, they're gonna put themselves in a situation that's gonna get them all captured. It's gonna screw them up. And yet, we need to be looking at our home front, okay? With all this going on around the world, with everything that's going on, we need to have our local militias ready. We need to have our law enforcement needs to be ready kind of way. We need everybody to kind of be ready because sure, there would be a rifle behind every blade of grass. Granted, but our folks here, we're here at the United States, uh, are lazy, fat, slobby. I mean, we done got used to our comforts. Okay, we got used to the Super Bowl. We got used to the heat and the air conditioner and our hams and stuff. So we haven't seen a battle or a war like the people living over in Syria or Iraq or somewhere that's been involved in a war. Our people are not battle hardened. Our people are not uh, aware of what really going on. Okay, so let's say something does happen and it gets bad enough. What would you do if China or Russia or whoever was to drop in your backyard? Yeah, I get the goddamn gun and I go out there and defend them. But really, all you gonna do unless you know this ain't you know Rambo stuff. This is your life, your family. Yeah, you need to protect yourself. I mean, yeah, but there's also things you need to do as a commander is you got to have plans together. You got to have contingency stuff. You need to make sure if we're ever attacked or somebody ever lands here, uh, what are you going to do? I mean, granted, you can take all these scenarios, you can talk all this stuff, but our people here are not used to. We're not battle hardened, or our civilians are not battle hardened. All it's going to take is the right force, right amount of things, cannon fodder to overwhelm us, and you're going to be speaking Chinese, Russian, something. You're going to be speaking another language. Yes, granted, it ain't. Y'all say it ain't going to happen, but folks, um, it might. Okay, so even if it don't, I'd rather be prepared and not need it than need it and not have it. Okay, that's just the way I feel. So if you're out there, you need to be thinking contingency plans. I'm not saying go do nothing illegal. No, I'm not saying that. And I'm saying have a plan. Even if you're not involved in any of these groups, have a plan for you and your family. I mean, you need to have that plan. I mean, you need to um, be ready for whatever might come your way. I mean, try prepping. I've been talking prepping for oh gosh for a while now, and I'm coming up on the end of my hour that I like to stream off of. So if there's any other comments out there that you would like to drop, let me know real quick, and I will try to cover them. But yeah, I want more people to join me. I want more people to jump on and uh, tell me what they've heard. I mean, but protect yourself, protect you, protect your family. Prep, prep. Okay, remember the B's: your beans, your Bible, your bandages, and your bullets. Okay, remember the four B's. Remember those. Your beans are for nourishment, correct? Your bullets are for defending you and yours. Your bandages are to cover you. And the Bible is to help you in times that you might need it, to pull you out of a dark area, to give you hope. And that's what the Bible would do. It would do all the four B's. It would nourish you. It would cover you. It would protect you. So, I mean, think of things that you're going to need. A lot of people live in paycheck to paycheck. It's hard for them to prep. If anybody needs any help, please feel free to contact me, and I got a plan that can probably help some people stockpile just a little bit. $5 a week. It's not a whole lot, but folks, it will add up over a period of time. I'm afraid that the way things are going, uh, we might start seeing a lot more drive-offs, and with the gas pumps, and people are going to start getting a little more irritated because, well, they're stressed with their money. I mean, that's about the end of it. I mean, please, well, again, think about you and your family, and what I want you to do is I want you to think about prepping. I want you to think about um, what you need to do if things get bad. Okay, you need to have a plan. You need to have a family plan, regardless, regardless. Look, let me tell you a story. I'm a prepper. I believe in prepping. I believe in having a family plan. I believe in having things together. But an unexpected thing happened. I thought I had everything worked out. I don't care how much you prep, how much you plan, what you got put up, something's going to blindside you. For instance, in the city that I live in, my kids go across, they go across town in the school. You know how they bus them and everything else. We had a train derailment, and of course, I was cut off from my kids. And this train was supposed to be carrying some pretty bad stuff, and here I am, trying to figure out how to get to my kids, or my kids get to me, when we didn't have the communications. It was trying to find out where they were at. In the first place was tough because they evacuated the whole school and took them to a whole entire another county away. I mean, yeah, as a parent, I thought I had everything worked out, thought I had things figured out, but that made me realize no matter how much you plan, no how much you try to figure it out, there's always going to be a surprise, and something's going to wind up biting you. So, on that note, I want to wish you a good night, and please join our Discord, join our Facebook page. Think about helping us out. On that note, Renegade out.
Let that clip roll. You can't cage us. You can't cage us. No. You can't cage us like an animal. You can't cage us like an animal. Yo, you better back down or break through these walls. You better move like my name was Biggie Smalls. I'm like the god of Grease running around, holding it down, ready to smite your town and rage. I kill him every single time I'm off the leash. This dog bites even the hand that feeds. Beyond the streets, we get it on the beach, and then we take it down to the Isle of Creek. Cause I celebrate and lift my hands and revelate the sacred land. Cause I wanna break free, it's in my human nature. I'm gonna fight it cause I'm naughty by nature. And it's not cause I hate you, and I wanna debate you, but I wanna detain you, take you straight to Albania. Yeah, I'm gonna rage. You better watch it cause I'm breaking out this cage. You can't cage us. You can't cage us. No. to amaze us that all we left with is peanuts. Half of the time you defy, it's a sci-fi time when you fight for your right. So with all your might, we're breaking out of these chains, cause we're so out of here. No, nothing can hold us down.